This is a quick unboxing of the Datavideo Pro Prompter TP-300, what you might generically refer to as an auto cue, but of course auto cue is actually a brand name and this is not by auto cue, so I think we're supposed to call it a teleprompter device. But you know, it's one of those things that sits, as you can see in the diagram on the front of the box, sits on front of a camera with a screen and a device showing some text, and then your presenter sits here and can look directly at the camera while reading the text off the screen. And this here is a sheet of mirrored glass which the camera shoots straight through and doesn't see the text, but the person sitting here can see the text reflected. And this is a very basic entry-level little teleprompter device, if you like. It doesn't actually come with this gadget here to show the text. What you use is your tablet computer, whether it's an iPad or an Android tablet, it doesn't really matter. There is some free software you download from the App Store or from Google Play which will scroll text up the screen. So you just put it in this cradle here and then it reflects off the glass. So what this kit contains is the mount for the tablet computer. There's a mount here you can just about see in the drawing for the camera to sit on, and that sits on top of your tripod. And there of course there is a screen mount which has this sheet of mirrored glass and a hood that goes over it to keep the light out. So without any further ado, let's unbox and see what you actually get in the kit. Bit of padding to start off with, and then a big warning: fragile glass, handle with care. But in fact there is no glass in that packet. The glass is under here, so the warning is slightly misplaced. You think you're handling this with care, but no, it's underneath it. What you've got in this top bag here is the parts of the hood, and this hood, as I say, goes around the side of the frame, and just to keep the light out off the glass and stop any stray reflections. So you've got these edges here velcroed so they just stick on, slightly weighted so they hang down, two of those. And then the main hood itself, which as you can see has a hole in the back through which the camera pokes its lens, and then this main area here velcros on to the side of the frame, and there's velcro strips here and also some self-adhesive velcro which you yourself stick as part of the assembly process onto the frame. Speaking of the frame, and here we go, I will take this out very gently. This is the frame that holds the glass. You can possibly just see there's a rail here, a slide there, and the glass will slide in here. There's the glass in the tissue paper underneath. So that will slide in here. One side is sort of see-through and one side is reflective, and they're marked on the glass with little stickers, so you have to make sure you get that the right way round. And then the hood will velcro over the top of that and the camera will see through it that way. So that will end up on the front of the frame like that at a 45-degree angle, with the camera shooting through there and the tablet computer here looking up at the glass so as to reflect the words. Instruction manual. It is fairly easy to assemble this thing, but there you go, they give you instructions, a list of what all the parts are and how to bolt it together in various ways. The glass itself wrapped in tissue paper. I'm not going to do much with this other than just unwrap it very gently and show you that there it is indeed, a plate of glass, little red sticker on this side, it's a green sticker on the other side. I forget which one is which, but either way you must get that the right way round. I'll just pop that over here for the moment. Let's say that, by the way, will just slot into that frame. There's the frame, it will slot in there. Underneath that then some more packaging, and we get to the many other parts that comprise the frame. This bit here is the part that holds your tablet computer. So it's got four sort of holders there. You put the tablet there and then use this clip to make it bigger or smaller depending on whether you're using a 7-inch or 10-inch tablet or whatever. And once you've got it right and fastened it up, just clip it underneath. That is now solid, and there is a little bolt hole here which you use to bolt it onto the main frame of the device. This is the remote control, because you can use this as the presenter to start and stop the text scrolling and also speed it up and slow it down. There's, as you can see, a stop button, start button, speed up, slow down. It is wireless. The reason it's got a cable is because you charge this by USB. It's got a little battery inside it. There's a supplied USB cable, so find any USB outlet, charge the thing up for a couple of hours, then you can take that off and this becomes a remote control for your presenter to use. In this little bag here, a whole load of screws and bolts and nuts and even a little supplied Allen key to tighten them all up, because you are going to have to bolt the various parts of this together, but it comes with all the bits you need, so that is good. Over here, quite simply, two solid plastic blocks with tripod screw holes in them, and that is so that if you're using one of the smaller camcorders like a consumer camcorder, it might actually be too small to see properly through the centre of the frame, and therefore you can make it sit up a little bit higher by using those. So if you had a small camcorder, it might be so low it simply was poking through the bottom of the frame, while you can bolster it up and make it sit a little higher just with the use of those, and they just screw in onto the main frame. Speaking of the main frame, here it is. Fairly solid bit of construction, as you can see. You've got this hole at the front on which the tablet bracket fits, and then you've got all these tripod screws underneath, so you bolt the bottom of this to your tripod. On the top here you put your camera, your camcorder, and it just bolts through this slider here, so you can move it back and forward to get the right location with respect to the frame, and the frame will then bolt on here with the glass in it. So camera here looking through the frame, tablet here reflecting off the glass, and Bob's your uncle. So there we go, those are the parts of the Datavideo TP-300. What I will now do is put it all together and show you what that looks like. And here is the teleprompter fitted to the front of my Sony Z5, running through some sample text, and as you can see there it is, nice and clear for the presenter to read, and it's coming off the tablet. That's just an Acer Iconia 7-inch tablet, scrolling away happily to itself underneath, and if you were the presenter you'd be looking at it like that, reading steps between a whole screen's worth of text, scrolling in and out of frame in 1 second, to the whole screen's worth of text scrolling in and out of frame 11 seconds. Something like that. And in case you're wondering what it looks like from the camera's perspective, hold on and I'll show you. And there it is, the text is still scrolling away up the teleprompter. No sign of it being visible from the camera's perspective. So all in all, it seems to be doing the job. The only thing I did notice is that although I was very careful to handle the glass not touching it, it obviously wasn't supplied completely clean, because when you point the camera towards light, you really do notice the camera is picking up mucky marks from the teleprompter screen, so it clearly needs to be absolutely clean. Otherwise you will get those slight marks. Now I know you might be thinking, why spend all this money, because it's about £380 including tax here in the UK for this prompter, when there are hundreds of videos on the internet saying, here's how you can build a teleprompter for 20 quid. Well, they're all very well if you are handy with tools and metal and wood and implements, but if like me you're a clumsy oaf who would probably do more damage to himself than actually build something, then buying it pre-built is the only option, and this certainly seems to do the job.